Question 4 is very important. It's the solving of cubic equation. I will need you to pay close attention to some of the details in my working. First thing, let us define the cubic equation in P in this case. Alright, now when that is done, we will need to find a linear factor. The best way to do it is to actually use your calculator and determine one solution that will allow your polynomial function to be equal to 0. With a check of a calculator, you will realize that half would be one of the solution. This means to tell you that P must be equal to half. 2P is equal to 1. So, you are able to determine that your factor would be 2P minus 1. Remember, it's your job to find a linear factor. Now, the next thing is to do your long division. Remember, because this is a factor, so long your remainder is equal to 0, it means that your long division must be correct. Okay? Quick look at your long division. What do you multiply by 2P to get to 2P cubed? P squared. Remember to subtract all the terms inside my bracket. So you have a positive 7P squared plus P squared. I get a positive 8P squared. What do I multiply by 2P to get to positive 8P squared? Positive 4P. So in this case, you have negative 2P plus 4P, which will allow us to get a positive 2P, bring down the last value, negative 1. And there you have it, the remainder is equal to 0. Please write out your cubic equation in its factorized form. So in this case, your fx is equal to 2P minus 1 multiplied by P squared plus 4 plus 1. And remember, your job is to find the value of P. Okay? The use of zero product rule will allow you to tell me that P must be equal to half is one of the answer. Or P squared plus 4P plus 1 is equal to 0. The question already states that your answer will be corrected to 2P when 2 decimal places when necessary. So, if you are unable to factorize, you will have to make use of the quadratic formula. Remember, it's very important you need to evaluate what is the value inside the square root term before you conclude your answer. Press the calculator to get both your answer, and at the same time, please also make sure you can use a calculator to check whether all 3 answers in this case are correct. Now, there is a second segment to the question. Notice, it's another cubic equation in terms of Q. What has actually changed is instead of having P, you are dealing with Q minus 1. I am going to replace all my P by Q minus 1 now. Since Q minus 1 is equal to half, negative 3.37 or negative 0.27, it means in order for us to find the value of Q, I need to add 1 to all my previous solution. And this will be our final answer. Take note, the last part is an application question. You will need to infer from your previous solution.